Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome here to race number 8 of the second season of the NASCAR Winston Cup Series. As we're ready for Martinsville Speedway, as the cars are getting ready to roll off, I'll show you the starting lineup over here on the left side of your screen. Got N Ormond on the pole, Jessica Miller, Kevin Joseph, Michael Andersen in row number 2. Want to make sure everyone is rolling off because we had a driver who can get going and went out of the race before it even began. That was Senior Sean. So they waved off the start because it would be unfair for Sean not getting any points, which would have been a travesty. And it would not do the points table for me any bit of good. So that's why they have waved off the start on that ordeal. I think that was a wise decision. Let Sean's team fix the issue and get him back out on the track, which that's what they have done. As we're getting ready for 175 laps, time for the Xfinity 500 here at Martinsville, and we're green here in Virginia. Good start for N Ormond as he's going to lead us into turn number 1. Want to make sure everybody got scored. Looks like everybody did get scored. That's good. Had 5 cautions and 125 laps in yesterday's Busch Series race. How many will we see here today in the Cup race? As we're now completing 3 laps so far. Remember, we got to lap 4 for our first yellow in the Busch race yesterday. Hopefully that will not be the case here today in the Cup Series. Looks like the first 6 cars are single file. First pole of N Ormond's career. Ormy came into this race 20th in the points. He went from inside the top 10 after Auto Club, dropping out of the top, almost about to fall out of the top 20. So Ormy is looking for a bounce back this weekend. Jessica Miller is your points leader coming into this race. Kevin Joseph running in 3rd here in the early stages of this race. 30th in the standings. Margaret Jacobs in the 8 is 9th in the points. Jessica Miller, who's in 2nd, as I mentioned, she is your points leader coming into this race. 13 points over Annie Thomas. Vanko Seaman, as you can go away, thank you very much. I'm trying to record a race, and you played interference. Apologies for that. Stupid settings had to butt in while I'm recording a race. But as I was saying, Vanko Seaman 3rd in the standings. Maddie Crenshaw was the points leader a few weeks ago. Dropped to 4th in the standings. She is a total of 21 points back. Her sister Annie Crenshaw is 5th in the standings. As I don't know, you can go away, thank you very much. I'm trying to record a race and you're playing interference. H Bluejay is 6th in the standings. 31 back. 37 back is Tatum Wright, who dropped 5 spots down to 7th. Ashley Reynolds is 43 back in 8th. 4 spots gained after last race at Champs-Élysées 2 weeks ago. Margaret Jacobs, 44 points back in 9th. And Riley Anderson completes the top 10, 47 points out of the points lead. As Senior Sean, currently in his race car playing the Quacking Duck song. The reason I said you had to go away was the stupid settings decided to interfere with this race I'm trying to do. Speaking of Vanko Seaman, not where he needs to be is... Oh, we got a wreck. Vanko, that's the 11. Oh, no, Sydney Vortex and Lucy Myers into the wall with, as I just hit the wrong button, Ponzo Albanese. They got to get going or they're going to get lapped. And they just got lapped. And somebody else was on pit road. I don't know who that was. The caution is out for the first time today. And I don't know why these guys are slowing way down when they need to get by the pace car. They're going to get lapped. And they absolutely are going to get lapped as a result. Jessica Miller's got an issue. Or is she coming to pit road? Looks like she's coming to pit road. Okay. Caution's out for the first time today on lap number 11. Let's jump back, look at a replay, and find out what happened to the 11 Alonso Albinus in the early stages of the Xfinity 500 at Martinsville. Well, this is going to be an interesting meeting at World NOS Racing. Ponzo was looking like he was going to go to the inside Sydney Vortex, came all the way down, took Shyla Askarov in the pit lane. That was kind of unsportsmanlike on his part. And then sideswiped Sydney Vortex, backs both of their cars into the wall. I'm not sure why Ponzo Albanese did that. That was uncalled for this early in the race. And doing that to a rookie driver who was minding her business. And then Lucy Myers tried to shot the gap right here between the 92 and the 11, and it looks like it failed miserably. Took all three cars into the outside retaining wall, so not sure what was going on there, but unfortunately that has trapped Shyla Askarov a lap down as a result by that mistake on Albanese. So, yep, caution's out for the first time today. Let's get to the restart here at Martinsville. Will you cut that out? Going to go back to green on lap number 17 of 175. So we went a little bit further for our first yellow of the race. That is typical Martinsville, but as Senor Sean likes to say, he wants to wreck the field. Well, he's only wrecked about 2 cars. Skylar Davidson sadly out of the race. Engine problems on her machine. She will end up finishing in 42nd. That's such a shame for her. Got to make the show, and unfortunately, Chevy unreliability strikes again. Nathan Ormond is the leader. Kevin Joseph, Margaret Jacobs, Riley Anderson, Jerry Harvick. That's your top 5. Tom Montgomery, Cassandra Mills, Betty Johnson, Timmy Turner, and Sean Art, your top 10. Actually, Betty Johnson was our winner at Champs-Élysées, not Vinko Seaman. But nevertheless, green flag back in the air. I thought I just saw somebody on pit road, but it looks like that was the pace car. And it's not going to affect Skylar Davidson in the points, though, because this was her second start of the year, but this was not the start that she was hoping for. And Skylar will try to make, hopefully her next start will be a lot better for her next time out. As I just saw the standings for the as looks like Monica Towns just came off pit road, so she made an unscheduled pit stop. Or was it a stop and go penalty? I think we're being told it was a stop and go penalty. Same with Elena Aurora. So they must have passed on the inside. And it looks like Albanese is getting the penalty for, crossing the pit lane entry. So that's probably why he got a penalty. And it was also a stop-and-go penalty. So that's added insult to injury for him. Lucy Myers also got a stop-and-go penalty. Now she is 2 laps down as a result. So Nathan Ormond will be celebrating his 26th birthday this week. Trying to get a very good early birthday present. And trying to pick up his first career win here in the Winston Cup Series. Of course, Courtney Lynn drove this car last season to a victory. Wasn't high enough in points to have her win count for a playoff berth. Of course, Courtney took part in the Busch race yesterday, led the most laps. Unfortunately for her, she did not win the race after having a fuel issue, so that was definitely out of her hand, and she never recovered after that. Ended up finishing 27th after what she could have gone and won the race. We're hoping that it doesn't happen to Nathan Ormond here today. Oh no, Sean touched the cars. Speaking of Sean, he's up to 9th place right now here in the early going. As Ormy is looking to catch up to Lucy Myers, put her another lap down. She would be now 3 laps down due to that. Of course, Shyla's already gotten up to 40th. She probably had to repair damage. That's why she lost the lap. Or no, she lost the lap, and then I don't know why she lost another lap. But that is a tough break for Shyla, as Cody just joined us in the VC as we're on lap number 29 of 175. I see our winner yesterday is right here. That's Ashlyn Wright in the Aaron's Dream Machine underneath Senor Sean. Ashlyn Wright won the Busch race yesterday afternoon. Took advantage of a misfortune in the late stages where we had a late race caution that came out. Took advantage and ended up getting her first career win in the Busch Series. Congratulations to her. She's now 2nd in the Busch points. And she's looking to do something that we've yet to see here this weekend from those that are running in all 3 series as rookies. Sweep the weekend. Could that be the case for the 00? We'll have to see. We have a long way to go. I will say that. Lucy Myers trying to avoid going a 3rd lap down. Remember, she was involved in our first incident. If you just joined us, we've had only one caution, which was the Ponzo Albanese. I said it right. I thought I dirked for a second, but I didn't. That's when Ponzo Albanese pulled left and put Shyla Askarov into the pit lane and then wiped out Sydney Vortex. So let's say, in Cody Smart's term, that's female abuse times 2. Well, I'm saying in Cody's terms. Looks like Luke Knight made an unscheduled pit stop there. Not sure what the issue was on the Coors Light Dodge. That's a tough break for Luke Knight. As Nathan Ormond is still leading this race, will you cut that out? Got the 2 Roush cars right there in 2nd and 3rd, Kevin Joseph and Riley Anderson. Jerry Harvick, Margaret Jacobs, the top 5. Timmy Turner, Cassandra Mills in her debut in the Winston Cup Series. Betty Barrett, Ashlyn Wright, and Hannah Bluejay has now cracked the top 10. Looks like Senor Sean is back to 11th. Yep, good run for Kasumi Takashi in the early stages of this race. Todd Montgomery, Betty Johnson, one race removed from her first win of the year. And Brady Columbus making her Winston Cup debut, running in the 15th position. As Ormy's been stuck behind the 4, the official's been given the has been waving the blue flag to the 4 to get out of the way. Unfortunately, Lucy Myers has not received the message, and we're going to have a lead change because of that. And Kevin Joseph is going to take the lead because of the 4 not wanting to get out of the way and let the leaders go. And Kevin Joseph, as a result, will be our first new leader, first lead change of the race. Ormy's trying to fight back, but that's allowed Riley Andersen to catch up to the both of them. And now Ormy cannot get to the bottom because Riley's now looking underneath the Delphi Chevrolet for the second position. So new leader is the posted Ford of Kevin Joseph. But remember, we are still got a long way to go. Will you cut that out?
You want to know why I just said that?
Why?
Because I was trying to get communication from Orman's side, and Orman ended up saying the R word in the car when Lucy Meyer kept on holding him up for 20 some odd laps.
Liliana Bates had last car on the lead lap in 35th. But I think Ormy needs to know we have a long way to go, my friends.
Oh, absolutely. You said over 100, somebody else give or take. Yep.
We still got a long way to go here, folks. Cody Smart running in 33rd. That's not good for Cody Smart because I bring this up. Cody is flirting with 35th in the standings as far as trying to stay in the top 35. And he came into this race 29th in the points. He has a total of 24 points above the 35th in the standings cut line. That's not good for Cody. He needs a good run to stay away from 35th in the standings. I know, you derp. I'm just saying that.
Yeah, that's actually Pete Brody in the car every time I come up.
Looks like Elena. Will you cut that out?
Elena, will you cut that out? That's a good driver.
Oh my God. Tatum Wright's back there in 31st. Jessica Miller was up here at the front. She's fallen all the way back to 32nd. And remember, that's your points leader coming into this race. Well, good news for her. The gal that was trying to run her down for the points lead, Annie Thomas, not doing much better. 26. Annie is second in points. Annie Thomas, to be more specific. The good news for Ormy, the guy he was trying to run down for the rookie points lead, running in 27th, Jay Green. But as I said, long way to go. As a matter of fact, we are going to Texas in a couple of weeks, by the way.
And that guy up in the booth shut his mouth.
Also, I want to thank our studio engineer, Caleb Hobbs, back in our World Racing Association studios for taking care of the controls as Ormy's looking underneath Riley Andersen. A number of these drivers who...
I'm glad we're not racing Sticky Vermont. There's one track in Vermont that would be able to hold these cars.
Actually, in NR purposes, there is a track, but it's not on this season's calendar. Maybe next season. As Riley Andersen just got around. Looks like Kevin Joseph played it smart. No need to get aggravated this early in the race, so he's like, Riley, you're faster than me. I'll let you go lead a lap. So I think that was teamwork for the Roush Racing drivers over there. So Riley has gotten her first lap led today. Also in front of Lucy Myers is Shyla Asgrove, who did a great job racing her way into today's race from pole day qualifying. Unfortunately, not getting a chance to show what she can do, but she should be proud of herself getting that car into the show. So we'll give her the benefit of the doubt, but I don't know why Lucy Myers is really not moved over out of the leader's way, which is really starting to get a little concerning.
Yeah, I mean, I know Lucy Myers, one of the younger drivers at the field, but she's been racing in this car. I think this is her first or second season.
This is her rookie year in the Cup Series. Remember, last season she spent all of last season in the Busch Series, made the playoffs. I believe she got eliminated, as Kevin Joseph's looking underneath Riley Anderson. She got eliminated, referring to Lucy Myers here, I believe either in the round of 12 or the Elite 8. The problem for her, though, as I need to fix my charger for being a derping hyena, the problem for Lucy Myers is she is 28th in the points, and she is a total of 25 points above the 35th in the standings cut line to stay locked into the show for next week at Pocono, or Sean likes to call it. Or Sean likes to call it Pocono. Yes, that's what I was going to repeat.
I have a different name for that track, but I don't think you want to know what it is.
But, Tatum Wright's on pit road. Something is up with Tatum Wright. Was running the last car on the lead lap. She has now gone a lap down. I'm wondering if this is a tire problem, because we saw this in the Busch race yesterday. No, it's a stop and go penalty. I don't understand that right there. As it looks like Ormy's going to retake the lead from Riley Andersen, but I don't know what's confusing. Tatum Wright coming to pit road for a random stop and go penalty, or somebody getting a black flag for repairing damage behind the pace car, which that was another thing that I still question about in yesterday's Busch Series, and I still question that to this day.
Excuse me. Don't tell me we're back in the 2000s for this. Come on now.
Ormy, by the way, has retaken the lead from Riley Andersen. Kevin Joseph's going to take second. Shyla Asgrove, she's not going to fight Nathan. She's going to let Ormy go. So Shyla being a graceful back marker to Nathan Ormond. I think Ormond would appreciate that. Next car they're going to deal with is Cody Smart, who's 34th, or in Cody's case, Brody, who's in that car.
Yeah, Pete Brody came back from school and then somehow managed to teleport into the car. Yeah, that's how it works, folks.
That gives us 34 drivers on the lead lap, as Ormy's trying to look underneath Lucy Myers, but cannot get by the Lucas Oil Chevrolet. What he needs to do is try to use the bump and run, because we are on a short track, to move the 4 out of the way, as he's going to try again. But he also needs to not burn up his tires when he's doing this. But unfortunately, he cannot get by the 4, and I think the officials are going to start asking the 4 to start moving over for the leaders, or we're going to black flag you, which I bet you that's not going to sit well with Lauren Ekstrom. I can tell you that in the of course, Lauren Ekstrom on the pit box, as Kevin Joseph retakes the lead. If anything, I would have thrown the black flag on the 4 if I was in that position. Say, if you don't move over, you could get penalized. As I now realize we're 2 laps away from hitting that number. Excuse me there.
Oh, for Pete's sake. Yeah, let me go to the kitchen real quick.
And we have to deal with that number not once, but twice.
That stupid guy in the lead can't keep doing this.
No, it's the 4 who's not really wanting to move out of the way. I mean, I understand you're a rookie, for goodness sakes, but goodness gracious, get Kevin Joseph finally moves the 4 out of the way, but it's really costed the leaders time.
Alright, I'm back from the kitchen. I got something.
Oh no, we're on that number, and Kevin Joseph's about to lead that number.
Oh, for the love of Pete.
Cue it. Cue it.
Ding!
Yep, saw that coming. And the one finger salute just came from the 5 to the 4 as they finally got around Lucy Myers, but that caught. No, it was the. So Ormy not happy with Lucy Myers not moving out of the leader's way. And look who's in third. Look who's in third. Where did Turner come from in the 32? The Timster, as I like to call him. He came out of nowhere in third. Where did he start in this race? He started 25th.
First of all, I gotta give somebody an assessment for what they just did. Second of all, holy cow.
That's a good run for Turner. I mean, he needs a good run. Turner comes into this race 31st in the points. He is like 20 points above the 35th in the standings cut line. And Jessica Miller's on pit road. Something's up with the points leader in the Winston Cup Series. A tire has gone down. I was just talking about the longer we go on a run, we're going to start seeing flat tires. Well, guess what? It has happened on the Dodge dealer Dodge.
Stupid officials with these tires.
Or in Cody Smartwood likes to call it bad year.
We all like to call it bad year.
I'm starting to wonder, the longer we go on the run, I wonder if it's starting to melt the bead on these tires, the right front especially.
These people are using the dead Californian strategy.
Oh.
Here we go. That's going to get some people triggered.
That's a good run for Timmy Turner, and Turner needs a good run. Jessica Miller's back out on the track. Looks like they took right side tires. But she is now off the lead lap, 2 to be exact. We still have 41 drivers in the race, and poor Skylar Davidson. Poor Skylar Davidson out of the race. She's got to be very disappointed with herself, but nothing to take away from her for getting that car into the show. So, I know Skylar was disappointed, did not want the finish she was hoping for, but she needs to be proud of herself getting that car into the show. So that's something she better be proud of for herself and, that 73 bunch. But unfortunately, her day is unfortunately done. As we're now under 100 to go here at Martinsville. This is actually our longest run of the weekend, by the way.
This race stinks. Like I said, could be worse.
Yeah, we've only had 1 caution versus 5 in our Busch race yesterday.
I'll grab that frying pan and hit you with it.
Well,
I feel like if I say anything, he's going to use the frying pan. So,
yeah.
Yeah.
Senor Sean running in 12th. Good run for Senor Sean.
This race is boring. Oh, good lord. After wherever this is going, I'm thinking now where somebody does not want to race next year.
Josephine Bouvier running in 17th. She is actually your defending winner of this race from a season ago. Got herself locked into the playoffs. She ended up getting eliminated, I think, in the round of 12, I want to say. I don't know. I'll have to look back through season 1 to figure out if I'm correct or not. Or by the time you're seeing this video, which is in February, which this race is coming out February 15th, 2026, you would probably already know that answer by now. Cody Smart still running in 33rd as the last car on the lead lap. Liliana Beta, not the weekend she had, made the race in the Busch Series yesterday, only to get her time disallowed for aggressive driving by dumping Shade Earnhardt and then still running his butt over for really no reason. I mean, the first part I can understand, you're trying to pick up some time, but the second one, where you just intentionally just spin him into the inside wall, that was uncalled for. Especially that's in qualifying, may I add.
Hey, there's a thing for that. It's called auto harassment.
90 laps to go here at Martinsville. Kevin Joseph's now the leader. Timmy Turner now second. Nathan Ormond is third. Cassandra Mills in her Winston Cup debut running in fourth. Jerry Harvick is fifth. Tatum Wright's not on the lead lap. Riley Anderson is sixth. Margaret Jacobs seventh. Hannah Bluejay eighth. Ninth is Betty Barrett. And Ashlyn Wright, our Busch winner yesterday, completes the top 10. So now comes the question. We know these drivers are going to make it the rest of the way on fuel. That's not the issue I think we can agree on. The issue I think we can agree on is, are they going to make it on tires? That's going to be the trick for these drivers.
What do you say? These tires suck.
Hey, at least it's better than the crappy next-gen short track package, just saying.
I swear, I feel like they have Adam Conover as one of their top members of NASCAR. We don't know about it yet. Because they always like to run everything.
Well, we thought we were going to have a long green flag run to the... Yeah, I was going to say before someone interrupted me. I was going to say that we were going to have a long green flag run to the end of the Busch race yesterday until a late race yellow ruined that opportunity. As Kevin Joseph still leads this race here. So I actually need to look up and see what... Let me see. We're, by the way, just past the halfway point of this race. Forgot to mention that. And Liliana Beta's got into trouble. Oh, that might be a caution. Turner's on the inside of Joseph, and Turner's going to capitalize. Liliana Beta was about to slow down and bring out a caution. That held up Kevin Joseph, and Turner just mashed the throttle and takes the lead as a result of that. And now Kevin Joseph going to lose second to Ormy, which Ormy has gotten around Kevin Joseph. Well done to Timmy Turner. Saw that advantage. Saw that with Ashlyn Wright when that final caution came out. Inside of 10 to go in our Busch race yesterday. So they're going to change right side tires. The good news for Liliana Beta, where it happened, she was not far away from the pit entry. Lane Aurora trying to stay on the lead lap with Cody Smart. Luke Knight is a lap or off the lead lap. Or no, he's on the lead lap, sorry. Liliana Beta is off the lead lap. And Shyla Asgrove still running in 41st. Jacob TwoTwo has not made up any progress. Started at the rear of the field. He's running in 30th, so he's really not having a good run. A Crenshaw going to continue to free fall through the points table. There's Sydney Vortex with the back end all beat up from that first and only caution up to this point. Michael Andersen running in 26. Joe Moore, who raced his way in, running in 25th, trying to battle with Jay Greenfort's 24th. And Joe Moore's trying to do it on the outside, which is very unheard of. And it looks like he's going to get it done. First time we've seen somebody make a pass on the outside. So move Joe Moore up to 24th. This is his first Winston Cup race of his career. He's failed to qualify in the attempts he's made this season. Betty Johnson, 1 race removed from her first win of the season. Will you cut that out?
No.
Running in 21st, as you saw last season's winner, Josephine Bouvier. Brady Columbus in the 59. Making her first start of her Winston Cup career. Senor Sean right behind Kasumi Takashi. Good run for Takashi in the 27. Takashi is making her... Trying to see how many starts this is for Takashi. Takashi is making her debut. So well-deserved run for that 27 bunch with little sponsorship on that Ford. That Kirk Shelmerdine car. As Senor Sean's going to go by Takashi, but still a good result for Takashi nevertheless. And Senor Sean is now 11th as a result. Sean is 17th in the points coming into this race, so he's having a well-needed run. This lady right here is having a well-needed run. Oh, we got a wreck. Tatum Wright has gone around second. Caution is out. I was going... Oh, no, they're 4 wide. Oh, no, they're 4 wide. Oh, no. 48 and the 0 and the 4 got put in the wall. I bet that was karmic retribution for the 4. Caution is out, and yet we're going to make pit stops. And Turner's going to stay out. Second caution of the race is out, ending a very good green flag run. But let's jump back, look at a replay to find out what caused this second yellow with Tatum Wright. Let's see what happened here. Wow. What was that all about there on the 4? And there's karmic retribution for the 4. She just dumped the 0 for no good reason. The 0 said, "Oh no, you don't. I'm gonna clip you for turning me," and that's what put the 4 in the wall, and that's what brought out the yellow. And these two, and looks like, and this is coming back to the yellow. Unfortunately, it gets Betty Barrett, Hannah Bluejay caught up as Hannah Bluejay and Betty Barrett got together, and then they just put the 0 in the 4 and said, "You two cut that out." And then just puts the 4 in the wall for good measure along with the 0. So I think we've had a little tempers flaring between the 0 and the 4. And I bet you there's going to be a cat fight after this race is over. If you know what I mean. So the caution's out for the second time today. Let's get to the restart here at Martinsville. Back up here at Martinsville, lap 108 of 175. We're going to go back to green flag racing. Timmy Turner is the leader. Nathan Ormond in second. Jerry Harvick is third. Riley Anderson in fourth. Margaret Jacobs in fifth. Betty Barrett sixth. Seventh is Hannah Bluejay. Ashlyn Wright eighth. Ninth is Senor Sean. And Kasumi Takashi complete the top 10. Lucy Myers has been called to the big red truck after the race, along with Tatum Wright for that incident. And the 31 of Elena Aurora is out of the race for some reason. Looks like probably a brake failure happened on the 31, so that means Elena Rora's day is going to be done. As we are back to green, she came as race 26 in the points. Will you cut that out? And she will join Skylar Davidson back behind the wall and out of the race. Three wide at Martinsville was fine. Four wide, that was a death sentence waiting to happen. Ben Tennyson just came to pit road with a stop and go penalty. Somebody else also came to pit road. I couldn't tell who that was. As I was trying to get to the 0-1, and the caution is out again. That was Maddie Crenshaw who just came to pit road. So our third yellow of the day. That's typical Martinsville for you, and I don't know who this involved, as Turner had to slow down and not run to the back of the AAA Ford of Bouvier. I don't know what the caution is for, but we're going to jump back, look at a replay to find that answer out right now. Well, this is what we call an incident gone wrong. As Kevin Joseph ran the back of Venko Seaman, and Seaman got lucky. And Karma Retribution for the 16 got hit by the 15 as the 15 spun up the track, but a lot of damage to the 16 as a result. But how did Joseph... and Josephine Bouvier got sideswiped by Ashley Reynolds there, but... and she also got collected in this. She got hit by the 15. Okay, that's why she got turned into the wall. So you can add another mad driver to that list. And then there's the sideswipe by Ashley Reynolds into the left side of the AAA Ford. So our third caution of the day is out. Let's get to the restart here at Martinsville. We're going to go back to green with 60 laps of racing to go. Turner is still the race leader. Second is Jerry Harvick. Third, Margaret Jacobs. Fourth is Betty Barrett. Kasumi Takashi is fifth. Sixth is Hannah Bluejay. Seventh, Annie Crenshaw. Eighth is Ashlyn Wright. Ninth, Senor Sean. And 10th is Todd Montgomery. As our field's starting to get smaller and smaller as far as that is concerned, Kevin Joseph is now out of the race, as he will have to go to the infield care center, which he has done so. He will join Elena Aurora and Skylar Davidson back behind the wall and out of the race. That's really going to hurt Kevin Joseph, who led a good part of this race, 30th in the standings. I don't know if this will keep him in the top 35 or not. The good news is that the driver who came as race 36 in the points failed to qualify, Carlos Rodriguez. So, as I just hit my headset for no reason. So, I think... Will you cut that out? Will you cut that out? For the love of, will you cut that out? But as I was going to say, I don't know if that's going to get... Jay Green is out. That's the rookie points leader out of the race with a gearbox issue. I was about to get ready to talk about Kevin Joseph. I don't know if this 40th place finish was going to be enough to keep him in the top 35 or not, since the 37, as Riley Anderson's got a penalty, so it's gone downhill for Roush after it was looking good at the first part of this race. But I was going to say, I don't know if a 40th place finish is going to keep Kevin Joseph in the top 35. The good news is the driver that was 36 in the points did not make that race, Carlos Rodriguez, so I think it may keep him in the top 35. It's going to depend on the margin between himself and 35th in the standings. But what a shame for Jay Green. Dropped 9 spots to 14th in the points. And the guy that was trying to run down for the rookie points lead, Nathan Ormond, is running in 26 as Betty Barrett looks like she made an unscheduled pit stop in the 49. That's another driver who could not ill afford a poor finish. As my mouse needs to stop double clicking for whatever reason. I don't know why.
Click.
I think Betty Barrett will go a lap down as a result. And she has gone a lap down. Now she's gone 2. And it's a gearbox failure for Jay Green. That's really going to kill Jay in the points. Came into this race as the rookie points leader. He has had a struggling last couple of races. Has Jay Green and Nathan Ormond, the top 2 in the Rookie of the Year standings. That was a driver, by the way, running well in points. So that was not what Jay Green needed. The soon-to-be outgoing Busch Series champ. Margaret Jacobs now in second as a result, and Jessica Miller's got no hood on that Dodge. She must have ran the back of somebody under the yellow flag. Either that or got hit by or ran into somebody. Whatever the case, there is no hood on that Dodge Dealer's 9. As Liliana Bates has got damage, I'm starting to wonder if Jessica Miller and Liliana Beta had to come in together between those two. I think that would have been under the yellow flag. Annie Crenshaw's up to 6. How in the world is Annie Crenshaw? Is it just me, or has Annie Crenshaw got a Gordon Horseshoe in that race car that she's in?
No, just got something in that engine.
I want to make a joke about that, but I'm not going to, because if I do, then someone's going to kill me. I'm just going to say that.
Make the joke, come on.
Senor Sean running in 7th in Lucky, running in the 7 car, running in Lucky number 7.
Come on, I'm willing to make a joke.
But that Dodge is really bad fast. I'll just say that on the 2.
That joke sucked.
No, I think the joke they want me to say is that Annie Crenshaw's car is definitely as fast as Xfinity Mobile. But Timmy Turner's car is definitely as fast as Xfinity Mobile. Will you cut that out? I'm trying to remember if Timmy Turner went to victory lane last season. I'm going to actually look.
I wish you know.
Because if not, Turner's on a long losing drought.
Did you get the joke?
Timmy Turner finished last season, as I was going to say, Timmy Turner finished last season 25th in the points with this number 32, but it was a Pontiac at the time. He had 3 top 5s, 7 top 10s, 2 poles, 23 laps led. Did not find victory lane that season. And this season, as I look at the points here for the Winston Cup Series.
And I'm going to start getting sleepy here.
And Turner's another one of those drivers who is also trying to stay above the 35th in the standings cut line. As Cody Smart's got looks like the 12 we're being told, engine failure, and the 12 is out. The 12 is out. Engine failure. So Pete Brody, as Cody is calling it, since Cody's up here in the booth with me, is done. That is not good news for the 12. Because remember, I talked about the 12 came in this race 29th in the points, 24 points above the 35th in the standings cut line. I don't know if that's going to keep him in the top 35. I don't know. I think it's going to because, like I said, a lot of drivers that were below 35th in the standings all failed to qualify. So I think the 12 might be okay, but that is not what the 12 needed. I'd be concerned if I'm Crenshaw and Montgomery, seeing your teammates out of the race with an engine failure. I would be very concerned about that if I'm the 2 in the 77. I should be very concerned.
That's a shame. Who would do something like that?
I don't know if the debris probably went into the oil line and it damaged the oil line or something like that. That's probably what caused the engine to let go. And now, as a result, as of now, five drivers out of the race. Out of the 5, 3 of them are due to mechanical failure, or possible. Well, you can count 4 because I don't know why the 31 retired out of the race, but we're being told it might have been a brake failure on the 31. So you can say 4 of the 5 drivers out of the race due to mechanical failure. Kevin Joseph, the only one out due to a wreck. And Timmy Turner, as we are on race number 8 in his 44th start in the Cup Series, looking for his first win of his career. Turner hasn't won a race since the retired Monster Energy Series. That was the last time he went to victory lane. The Hall of Famer, Timmy Turner, we should say. As we got a quacking duck in the booth for whatever reason. So you think about Timmy Turner's career. Former Daytona 500 winner back in 2016. Broke one of the most losing streak drivers of all time. And he's the only team owner / driver we still have activated in the Cup Series. As Senor Sean's up to 6. Let's find that 7 of Senor Sean. Remember, he won the Buffalo Wild Wings Series back in 2023 when his sister Jessie helped him to the victory. Of course, Jesse Art failed to qualify for this race, so Sean gets another edition of the ha-ha to Jesse. Tell you what, Joe Moore and Takashi really doing a great job in their first starts of the year. And that's a couple of drivers who's really been struggling trying to make races. And they're putting them to good use, I can tell you that for certainty. H Bluejay has come to pit road. Looks like a brake failure on that 48 machine. And we saw that with Betty Barrett 2 weeks ago at Champs-Élysées. Well, guess what happened to Barrett? Got the caution she needed. And still salvaged a good result just like that. Not sure if H Bluejay, if this is her day going to be done. And that's a driver who's running well in points, I like to point out. As Margaret Jacobs, who comes into this race 9th in the points, having a good run. I think Jessica Miller's going to lose the points lead. Because the two drivers that were trying to run her down for the points lead running in 17th and 18th. As Riley Anderson is slow. Oh, the 17's blown up. Brad Lewis has blown up. The engine or whatever has let go on that Roush Racing Ford. We've already lost the 16 earlier. Now I'd be concerned about the other Roush Racing cars that are still in this race. And that is the 17's day done, just like that. It's a piston failure. Timmy Turner, one of a few active drivers that have been on this channel for a very long time. Jacob TwoTwo, Betty Barrett, just to name a few, I know that have been in the series for quite a while. So they've been at this gig for a very long time. And the 17 is out of the race. So there's our another mechanical failure we've lost in the last several laps. As Lucy Myers now just realized the 32 is coming, which her spotter's been telling her, hey, the leaders are coming. So she's been a little bit more graceful back marker, but don't think that's going to save her from some type of issue. If there is going to be a penalty, it's more than likely a sent to the back of the grid at Pocono, because let's face it, Martinsville, if you get damage, it's not an aerodynamic track, versus Pocono, where you're racing on a tricky triangle 2.5 mile racetrack. Aerodynamics mean a lot, and track position is not going to hurt you because you're going to have to deal with the draft with 3 different corners, 3 different straightaways, and fuel mileage coming into play, whereas this one, fuel mileage is not going to come into play as far as that is concerned. And look who just popped in the top 10. It's Mr. Where Did He Come From? Jacob TwoTwo. He was at the back of the field for most of this first half of this race. He was in 30th when we last checked on him. Somehow, some way, he's up in the top 10. And that is why we call him the nickname of, as we like to steal the Kevin Harvick version of, Mr. Where Did He Come From? And look who's in 6th. Where did Betty Johnson come from in the 22? Oh, there's smoke. Is that a caution? Is that a caution? Yes is the answer. Caution is out. That was not what Timmy Turner wanted to see. That was not the caution Timmy Turner wanted to see. Oh, and this restart's going to get interesting. There was smoke in the turn number 3. I don't know who this involved, but we're going to find out now as we're going to head back to a replay with 15 laps of racing to go here at Martinsville. Well, I don't know what really pissed off Ashley Horton here, but see, Takashi was trying to get to the bottom, and apparently, I don't know what pissed off Ashley Horton, and that's what sent the 27 around, and that's what brought out the yellow. Good thing for Takashi, she didn't hit anything, so. But really, that was totally uncalled for. by the 10 machine. And the caution is out with less than 20 to go. But Takashi has continued on her merry little way, and we're going to get to the restart here at Martinsville. Want to remind everybody this copyrighted broadcast is presented by the authority of the World Racing Association for the private use of our audience. Any reproduction or rebroadcast or retransmit or any other disseminations or the use of this broadcast without the express written consent of the World Racing Association is prohibited. Blue Hedgehog TV and the World Racing Association want to thank you fans for your support, and we hope you enjoyed today's Carnage Fest of a broadcast. As we're going to head back to green, 6 drivers all out of the race due to the incident we had. If we get another caution, we'll be inside of 10 to go, which means we'll have a single file restart from here on out. And here we come to the green on lap 165 of 175. Green flag back in the air. Turner, Jacobs, Moore, Harvick, Andersen, the top 5. TwoTwo, Johnson, Ormond, Mills, and Horton. That is your top 10. Takashi back in 15th, but still a good result for Takashi. As Sydney Vortex getting one of her laps back, along with Liliana Beta. As we're also getting closer to that number. After this race is over, we'll send it to our awesome Sports Studios programming. The Infinity Network Sports Studios programming in progress. As here comes Margaret Jacobs in the 8, looking for her first win on the season. But looks like she couldn't make the pass. Looks like she got a little tight off the corner, and it really scrubbed off some speed, as now Turner is on that number. So somebody cue the frying pan right about now. Sean's back in 12th, but still a good result for Senior. The only catch is Jessie is not running for the championship in the Cup Series. She's just only running a part-time schedule. She's not having a good season over in the Busch Series, but we'll see her next week at Pocono. And we will also get our Craftsman Truck Series drivers, which we look forward to seeing Doris Schmidt and the other Truck Series drivers that were off this weekend next week at the Pocono Raceway. Next Thursday will be pole day qualifying for the trucks at 3. Next Friday, Busch qualifying at 1. Truck race at 3 at Pocono. Winston Cup qualifying next Saturday at 1. Busch race at 3 next Saturday. The Winston Cup next Sunday from the Tricky Triangle at 1. Looking forward to the Tricky Triangle. First of our mega header we got, as we have a 5-race stretch as we're coming up to All-Star Race Weekend. Which, by the way, if Turner wins this race, he's guaranteed in the All-Star race, by the way. 3 to go here at Martinsville for Timmy Turner. We talked about Ashlyn Wright has won a Martinsville grandfather clock. Well, Timmy Turner's trying to also win a grandfather clock. That's what's on the line here today. But, hey, Ashlyn Wright running in 13th. That's a great drive from her. Even though her sister's not having a great day, running in 30 at 2 laps down, Ashlyn Wright can be very proud with that good result. Stayed out of trouble, and she's doing herself of staying away from 35th a whole lot of good, if you ask me, as the white flag is out for the tipster. One more lap to go, sponsored by Credit One Bank. Doesn't matter if the caution comes out now. We've already taken the white. We will race back no matter what. And for a driver who's never won at Martinsville in his career, whether it's Monster Energy or this series, that's about to change. Timmy Turner wins the Xfinity 500 here today at Martinsville. And finally has a grandfather clock. Well done to Timmy Turner. That's why he's a veteran in any series, whether it's Monster Energy or this series. The experience pays off. That's what got Turner this win here today at Martinsville. Standings are now official, and that has locked Timmy Turner into this season's All-Star race as a result. Margaret Jacobs will get second, a great result for Margaret, who came into this race today in the 9th position of points. We'll be very happy with this result. How about the rookie Joe Moore making his debut? Didn't have a good qualified 15th. Really ran a very good race all day long. He's going to come home in 3rd. Well done to the rookie driver of the 51 machine. Michael Andersen will get 4th. Michael comes into this race 18th in the points table, so this will get him inside the top 15 more than likely. J TwoTwo will get 5th. He was in 30th when we checked on him last. And he gets a top 5. His first top 5 of the year. He was 12th in points. This will put him in the top 10 of the standings. J Harvick will get 6th. Jerry came into this race 16th in the points, drop 5 spots after Champs-Élysées. This will get him back inside the top 15, maybe the top 10. N Ormond, well-needed run for a driver to stop the bleeding. He led a good part of this race. He'll come home in 7th. Good run for him. Ashley Horton, I really question why she dumped Kasumi Takashi. I think that might have been either Takashi's spotter was not clear, or I don't know what the deal was. Nevertheless, Ashley Horton finished 8th. Oh, let me remind you, she came in this race in that critical 35th in the standings. A well-needed run, needs to get away from 35th in the standings. Cassandra Mills, a great run for her in her debut, and 9th, and Betty Johnson will complete the top 10. So Betty Johnson, 1 race removed from her first win of the season, she will be inside the top 10, the points leaving today, with a solid 10th place result. A Crenshaw, Samantha Grainger, Ashlyn Wright, 1 day removed from her first career Busch win, will get 13th. Brady Columbus, Josephine Bouvier, the defending winner no more, will finish in the top 15 in the 15th position. Then it was Senor Sean, Annie Thomas, Ashley Reynolds, Kasumi Takashi, a quiet run in 19th, and Todd Montgomery in 20th. A lot of drivers struggled today in the points table that were running well in the standings as you look on down through the rest of the finishing results. Jessica Miller, 29th. She had a 13-point gap over Annie Thomas, who finished in 17th. So Annie Thomas gained about 12 spots. She needed to finish 16th or better to take the points lead. She did not do that. Vanko Seaman did not do any better. Gained 8 spots on Jessica Miller. Tatum Wright was top 10 of the points. She will fall out of the top 10 of the standings. Betty Barrett, not a good run from her. Lucy Myers, 35th. That's not what she needed. Vanko Seaman, by the way, last car on the lead lap in 21st. We had 36 of the 42 starters finish the race. Shyla Askroff, oh boy, she's probably very disappointed. Got involved in a wreck through no fault of her own. Unfortunately, never recovered. That caution costed her 2 more laps, and she was never recovered after that. Finished in 36th. And then 6 drivers did not reach the conclusion of the race. 5 of them due to mechanical failures. Lewis, Smart, Green, Aurora, and Skylar Davidson, all due to mechanical failure, and Kevin Joseph due to the only crash damage he got in this 175-lap race, which was completed in an hour and 21 minutes and 28 seconds. So I can tell you, Martinsville definitely played its part in a points shakeup. We're going to have ourselves a points shakeup heading into next week at Pocono, which we'll have the Truck Series drivers join the Busch and the Cup drivers for that race weekend at Pocono Raceway. Please give this video a like if you enjoyed today's race. Subscribe to become part of the World Racing Association crew today. We show your full finish results. Your points table is down in the description heading into next week at Pocono Raceway. For Cody Smart, Sean Art, and our studio engineer, Caleb Hobbs, I'm Dean DeVos. Thank you for joining us and saying good night here from Martinsville Speedway. We congratulate the Timster Timmy Turner on his first career Winston Cup win and his first win at Martinsville in his career. Coming up next, we'll rejoin the Infinity Network Sports Studios, programming already in progress. We'll talk to you next week from the Tricky Triangle of Pocono. You've been watching the World Racing Association of Grace Racing since 2013.